I'm Steampunk Steve. This is my bus. I call it Les Stuphnbuz. It's spelled a little weird, but it works. It's a 99 Bluebird, got a 5.9 Cummins engines, and I gutted the inside and spray foamed it. Put up Luan for the ceiling with a mahogany side out because I like the look of it, and trimmed it out with some cypress to give it a little bit more character and hide a lot of the screws that hold the ceiling up. So I happen to have had a couple 100 board feet of cypress, and so a lot of the trim in here is made out of that.
Nice.
So
I like your unicorn over
yep,
here too.
my mom made that for us when we bought a small farm back in '78. So I've had it for 40 years.
Oh wow.
And if I ever get rid of the bus, that does not go with it.
How long
goes with me.
How long have you been in the bus?
I've been on the road a little over 2 years.
Okay.
And it took me about 2 years to build it, but I come from Western New York, and between November and March, it's just too damn cold to work on a bus.
Yeah.
So that's the planning and buying of things time.
Cool.
Basically, the interior I built in 7 months, 20-hour weeks.
Nice.
So
yeah.
just me.
What's going on, Kitty? Are you winking at the camera?
It's a little short for you.
Yeah, it's a little short for me. I could try here, but I don't think this is good either.
Yep.
So
my couch is basically all my tools are underneath the couch, and
do you double as a bed?
it could be as a bed if somebody wanted to stay here. I just got to move a few things, and I stretch out here for naps almost every afternoon. Me and the cat like to curl up in the sun.
Is this a regular propane?
It's a propane. It's a flame type because I like it the look of being a fireplace, but it's radiant heat.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a long time to warm the bus with that, but I put a fan in above it, so the hot air, I turn that on and it blows the hot air around in the bus and warms it up pretty quick.
Cool. Better than Mr. Buddy, huh?
Yeah, a lot better.
Yeah.
I am thinking of at some point investing in one of diesel cab heaters and mounting it here under my stove, and that'll during the night because I don't have this running all night because I have no thermostat on it. It's either on or off.
Kind of like the broccoli bus has over there.
Yeah, something like that. Just to take the chill off of those nights when I wake up. It's 30-something degrees in here. It's basically come up here, turn this on, go back to bed, wait till the warm air gets back there. I've got 480 watts of solar on the roof, and that feeds three 12-volt batteries that are underneath the seat here, and all of the controls are back in here.
Very nice and clean.
And I did something most people wouldn't have done is I put this little relay in. If I'm plugged into shore power, it's basically to run the battery charger.
Okay.
But when I'm plugged in, that relay trips and lights this light up here.
So it lets you know you're plugged in?
I always know that I'm still plugged in. Somebody hasn't unplugged me. The GFI hasn't tripped. Any of that. I also twin this above the driving area. So if I sit down to drive and there's that light or the light for the water pump, if they're on, I know there's something I haven't done before I drive away.
Good idea.
So it's just, it's sort of idiot lights, but intentionally up there. I did, my main light is this antique light.
That's nice.
I put a LED strip in it, and sort of fits with the whole theme. But if I want more light, my steampunk touch to it is doing the knife switches, which is fun for my 4-year-old grandson because he can go all mad scientist. And
so you can change whatever color you want.
I can change the colors. I had it the other night. People were coming on and off the bus at night and turn on the red. So
I might have to borrow that idea on my bus for later.
Go for it. And this is I use as a selector switch. So I brought the solar down, put 2 shunts in. This is the front panel, and this is the rear panel. The front panel's bigger. But this way I can easily check that that they're working. Trouble is, I put in a 30 amp gauge, and it doesn't, I'm only pulling in 8 amps total right now. Well, the batteries are at 100%, so it's not surprising that it's down. This 10 amp one, I want a big 10 amp one, but I can't. Every time I look for them, they're all sold out. But this little one doesn't want to work for me. So anyway, I do everything 12 volt. So 12 volt power ports. I've got USB ports all over to charge things. Makes no sense to me to change everything to 110 just to plug a thing in to make it 12 volt again. So
are these photos of you in the past?
Yeah, this is my wife and I's wedding back in 78.
Oh, wow.
Or 74. And this is us about 7 years ago. Yeah, she passed away 3 years ago. How that beautiful woman's put up with me for 42 years, I have no idea. So,
well, I'm sorry to hear she passed.
I got lucky when I was doing this. I worked at a hotel going through renovations.
Yeah.
And so I got a breakfast table, and they threw 52 of these bathroom counters away.
Wow.
I grabbed 2 in case they broke one, and this piece was attached. I cut it off and moved it so I could have the stove in the middle, but have counter space on both sides.
Nice.
And occasionally I bake bread, so it's nice having the
Yeah,
ceramic neat on. But I bumped it away so I could have the herb garden.
Oh, nice.
And the oregano is doing really good.
Oh, good.
Basil died off really quick. So.
Well, I tried a little bit. I didn't have much luck with it either.
Yeah. And this is my refrigerator. I don't need much. It's just me. But I have to, it's either meats go in here and fresh vegetables sit out, or, they don't have that luxury. I've got this one. It draws too much power for me to use. So I stick with this. I'd like to get a bigger one that's more efficient.
Is this a 12 volt fridge or
12 volt? Yeah, Dometic. I think this is probably the smallest one they make. But I've got it wire. I got a power plug back there. It's been making some weird noises, so I have the extended warranty. I might just go in and say I need a new one.
Yeah.
So if I can find a Camping World.
There's a skull with something coming out of its mouth there.
Yeah, I've got a 5 terabyte hard drive.
Ah.
So this is all my movies, and a lot of my videos are down on that.
Okay.
So I needed some, because it's down in there. This works to bring it out.
That looks cool.
I can thread it back in. I'm thinking I need to get another one. It's starting to get close to being full.
Yeah, I got an 8 terabyte earlier to do video editing and.
So garbage.
Nice.
And my pantry.
Very nice. I see a lot of people doing pantries like that.
Yeah, what's nice is this is only 9 inches wide, but I can get an awful lot of food in a 9 inches by 26 inches deep.
That is, really.
And I don't have to try to reach way back in to find stuff. By pulling it out, it's right there.
Oh, it has this huge, massive.
And of course, everything down there is the stuff that if it was up here and fell, it'd break a toe. Put it down closer.
Yes. It works though.
The bedroom.
Oh.
This would have been my wife's, but again, she passed away, so it's basically me, and I'm trying to get rid of stuff.
It's like a short bed.
I sleep legs bent, but I fit.
Oh yeah, as long as you fit.
Some people are just larger than others.
Yeah, I can live in a space like this.
Yeah. So.
It is still nice though.
But it all works out. I did put these in, which is sort of nice. Is there a LED marine map stock light?
Yeah.
But it you can see,
nice.
It puts out a lot of light. It's great for reading at night. If there was somebody in the other bed, it doesn't throw so much light that it would disturb their sleep. And actually, people outside don't even know the light's on. So,
cool.
And I'm one of those people that wakes up in the middle of the night and will read for 3 or 4 hours and go back to sleep. So, but again, I do have a USB port up here so that I can charge the Kindle or whatever.
Phone, everything. Yeah.
And then I put in these too. This is sort of nice. I realized it was dark back here. This is sort of what it is at night.
Yeah.
I put in these little pathway lights.
Oh, hey, yeah, that works really
They're
good.
low voltage, and anything you go to the big box stores, if it says low voltage, it's 12 volt.
Yeah.
So I just cut the plugs off, wired them in,
Oh, nice.
switch back here, and you know, it's nice to
Where you do it.
at night if I need lights when I'm looking for something or change. And then for an RV, I have a very large bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
And that's mainly because I got the wheelchair lift here.
Mm-hmm.
My wife was in a wheelchair, so she would have come in and this would have given her room to turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the center hallway is 30 inches wide, so she could get around. This whole thing is one big shower pan. Everything that's a grate here. I had a galvanized pan made, drains into the gray water tank.
Well, that's nice.
It works great. I just pull these curtains around and I've got a shower stall that's
Jeez.
big enough for a bath bench, and then I could be in here and assist her. This is the water heater's a recent addition.
Mm-hmm.
I got tired of taking what I called invigorating showers, but now I admit cold showers were getting a little old.
Mm-hmm.
Trouble with this is the readout is in Celsius, which is not a problem for me, but 38 degrees is 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a comfortable shower.
Yeah.
Try to take a shower while you're trying to adjust the gas and the water. I was going up to 41, which is way too hot, down to 31, which is way too cold. So I added this tempering valve.
Mm-hmm.
Now this runs 56 degrees Celsius, 130-ish Fahrenheit. Comes in this side, cold in this side, 100-degree water comes out there.
Oh, nice.
So I don't have to worry about fiddling with controls. I just turn this on, but a couple of seconds for the water to come get here, and I got 100-degree water.
Nice.
And with this rain head to get me wet really fast, and this to spray to get all the nooks and crannies that hard to wash from above.
And are you having any problem with moisture with the wood here?
This because I had a roof leak.
Okay, but
And,
the wood's holding up against the shower good. You probably open the vent.
The first time I took it, it was a nice steamy shower. I just opened the vent and turned it on, and that works great. The fan you can hear, I don't know if you can hear it on the tape or on the recording, but that's sucking. It's a marine, it's a solar powered marine bilge fan.
Okay, yeah.
So it runs 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
The day we had rain and then it was gray the next day, it did stop.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an unusual situation. But what it does is it pulls air through the cat pan and then through the composting toilet and up and out.
Oh, nice.
So usually I don't get any smells, even from the urinal, and that has no.
Oh, that's what the urinal is?
That's the urinal.
Okay, well, I'll stand a little bit farther away from it.
It's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, it's my little touch. You look around, there's a few skulls and things around. But,
Yeah.
But that way the urine is kept out of the composting toilet.
Well, that's good, though.
So.
And you can double as probably storage back here, or...
I could. I do a lot of storage, this kind of stuff, ladders and chairs and all that. I've been known to pile boxes and things back here, but I try not to.
Do you ever, I hear a lot of people like to have a tote or a motorcycle. You ever think about getting one of them?
I would like to get a scooter.
A scooter?
And whether I mount it on the back or mount it on the front, I don't know.
Yeah.
If I mount it on the front, I keep an eye on it when I'm driving.
Yeah. I have a camera on the back of mine, looking down, watching the bike and everything behind me. I've had to stop a couple times because the lines have actually came off.
I've got a backup camera. I got to clean it off from all the dust. I can't see anything anymore. But it's aimed so that I'm seeing 3 feet back from the bumper. And I could point it down a little bit more if I needed to, if I wanted to. But
yeah,
I have thought about pulling, but scooter pulling in here is going to be a little difficult just because how much space this all takes up.
Yeah, you probably had to do a bumper rig. Too bad you couldn't rig something up the wheelchair lift.
Yeah, well, I mean I've seen people that have used those to bring things in, but
yeah,
It's just, and my composting toilet is, most people build them around a bucket. Mine's built around a big Rubbermaid tub.
Okay.
So there's way more space in there. So basically, waste goes in the middle or one side, paper gets thrown to the other. Garbage day, I painted for years. I have no sense of smell, so it's not a problem for me to put on a couple gloves off the top, grab the paper, put it in the garbage, and away it goes.
So you just throw it away like
Yeah,
every other composting toilet can do that. So
yeah, the composting toilets, like mine, is dry, so it doesn't. Toilet paper does not break down unless it's moist.
Okay.
So and moisture, composting toilet leads to more smells.
Yeah.
So
I've experienced my fair share with my composting toilet.
yeah.
But it's way better than dealing with raw sewage.
Oh yeah.
So, and it's a lot easier to get rid of.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of times people ask me where I dump mine. I have dumped it in a dumpster once. Most times I look for a forest. And I drag it off into the forest and spread it around. Here, I actually dumped it into a wash, knowing that the rain, like we had the other day, is going to spread those nutrients over a larger portion of the desert. And pretty much when I've dug through it a little bit, if it's anything that's over a week old is broken down into dirt.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
Well, the composting thing always told me if it's over 12 hours old, it's safe enough for you to touch and not have any pathogens in it. So
right.
As long as it's set out for 12 hours, it's safe.
Yeah.
But people get a little weird about poop. I don't know why.
I don't know. I had kids and changed poopy diapers, so why even dealt with? I had a job. One of my last big jobs was working at a summer camp. One of the things I was responsible for was the waste treatment plant. People flush the oddest things down. They get caught up in the pumps. I had to explain to the staff every year that I'm the guy. The stuff you flush down, if it gets caught in the pump, I'm the one who has to pull it up out of 30,000 gallons of liquid poop and get that stuff out of the pump. So please, don't flush this, and this down. It says flushable? No, it's not. Luckily, again, no sense of smell. It was just the ick factor, and it doesn't bother me that much. Especially after doing that for 4 years.
Just tell them I get to see everything you flush down, so if you're trying to hide it, I'm going to see it.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, because I was a facilities manager, I got to give the plunger talk to the senior staff every year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I'm teaching people how to use a plunger.
Oh my gosh.
Was sort of, I made it into a funny, informative thing, but
I'm going to drop the camera in front of us here and go where I can stand up again.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. You have a pole in your bus. How do you haul that?
Do I have a what?
A pole, a flagpole. How do you,
the flagpole's it collapses down. It's a telescoping flagpole. So it collapses down into 6 feet.
Oh, sweet.
Which is easy enough to store.
So, where would someone that wanted to get a 12...
I got it on Amazon.
Is it? And it's just...
they do sell them in Quartzsite, some of the flag places, but for more than Amazon.
I'm not going to pay Quartzsite places. No. Anyhow, so what would I look up if I was going to go for it? If I was looking to buy one, what would I look up?
Telescoping flagpole.
Telescope.
Yeah. Mine happens to be 25 feet. They got them 20 feet, 15 feet. I'm sure there's one that's taller.
Yeah.
So your camera is like 360?
It's totally incredibly wonderful